All right, guys, I'm here with some big information for Dragon Ball Legends. So the Dragon Ball Legends 3rd year anniversary will be happening very soon, but we did just get the data mines for the recent update of the game that just happened, I think, about an hour and a half ago. And within it, we got a pretty big reveal. This will be happening before the anniversary starts. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be having a brand new event that allows us to get 6 free-to-play units at once. 6. They are all sparking units, and they're all the Super Saiyan iterations of Goku, specifically the canon Super Saiyan iterations of Goku, along with the base form Goku. So yes, what you're hearing is it's not false, it's not speculation. This is an actual confirmation from the data mine that yes, we will be receiving a free-to-play base Goku, a free-to-play Super Saiyan Goku, a free-to-play Super Saiyan 2 Goku, a free-to-play Super Saiyan 3 Goku, a free-to-play Super Saiyan God Goku, and a free-to-play Super Saiyan Blue Goku, in which we can get all 6 of them up to 14 stars through this event. This is major. We have not had any type of generosity in this game to the degree that they're doing right now with these units. Yes, we do get free-to-play units every now and then, but never have we gotten 6 free-to-play units in one moment. And think about it rationally. If we're getting 6 units now for free-to-play, imagine how crazy it's going to be when the actual anniversary banners drop. So that is going to be insane. But apart from all that, the event that you'll be able to get them in is called Fierce Fight: The Legend of Goku. Obviously, it makes sense because all the free-to-play units are Goku. But it's going to be a multitude of battles, as you guys can see on the screen. Each battle will have an awakening battle all the way up to the 6th unit. So I'm assuming like through these battles, like for example, battles 16 all the way up to awakening battle 6 will allow you to get Super Saiyan Blue Goku, you know, 13 all the way up to bonus battle 5 will get you Super Saiyan God Goku, etc., etc. So this is going to be awesome. And it's one thing to give us multiple free-to-play units, but it's another thing that 1, they all technically fit on Sun Family, but 2, they all complete the color wheel. Like, they complete the element factor wheel. So if you wanted, well, you know what, we'll just delve into that right now. So we do have base form Goku right here. He is the red unit of the group, right? We're not going to worry about stats right now. Let's focus on his actual abilities. So his main ability is Final Ray of Hope. Inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade plus 30% to strike damage received for 30 timer counts, plus 40 to damage inflicted for 30 timer counts. Restores own health by 20% and ki by 40. Requirements: 10 timer counts must elapse. Not bad, actually pretty solid. Obviously being able to raise how much damage your enemy is able to take while being able to increase your damage in the process is definitely a good thing. It helps you have leeway for extra damage dealing against the opponent. Plus, with the added benefit of being able to restore your own health, which is always a good perk for a main ability. And then of course, being able to restore your ki, which can help keep your combos going. His unique ability, Engage, inflicts damage up, applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield. Plus 60 to damage inflicted for 20 timer counts, reduces damage received by 30% for 20 timer counts, and Assault Arts card draw speed up. Applies the following effects to self from battle start for 80 timer counts, increases Arts card draw speed by 1 level, and plus 60% to ki recovery. So that was going to be the other thing I was going to mention is it's cool that he's able to get the ki restoration by 40 when he activates his main, but it's not really going to help too much if he doesn't have the card draw speed. And with this, that gives him that extra oomph, right? The extra push that he needs to be a solid unit. So that's actually really nice. And not only that, he gets that extra buff just for entering the battlefield for 20 timer counts. Plus, if you pop your main ability during that time too, you get an extra 40% to your damage inflicted as well. It doesn't show anywhere on here that none of these, like, you know, cannot be stacked. So I'm assuming that, you know, with his unique ability paired with his main ability, and obviously if you time everything properly, you can get a plus 100% to your damage inflicted, which would be phenomenal. That sounds really, really good in my book. His special move is Kamehameha, so there's that. His special skill, plus 30 to strike damage inflicted for 20 timer counts, cancels own attribute downgrades in abnormal conditions. So this Goku is all about building buffs, like as much damage as he's able to deal. That is insane. And also his Z ability is plus 15 to Saiyan Saga Z. Oh goodness. Base attack during battle. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm not sure about that one because Saiyan Saga. I'm not sure about that one. If I recall correctly, I don't remember any Saiyan Saga units that are currently in the meta like that right now, with probably the exception of, well, okay, I mean, I've seen some people run like, you know, like the EX Zenkais, right? Because, you know, you do have EX Zenkai, Nappa, Raditz, etc. And then the Piccolo, Zenkai Piccolo specifically, he also, if I'm not mistaken, should be part of the attack, because obviously when you check out Raditz, that's still the same target. So I guess, but if that's it, then okay, well, and then of course as you get stronger, then it also buffs red units. Okay, that gives a bit more leeway. If it was just Saiyan Saga, that would not have been the best move, but he does also buff red units, so that can actually help pair well with, like, you know, Ultra Goku or whatever the case may be. So him being a color buffer gives him a bit more leeway, actually a lot more leeway. But that is this Goku. This is probably gonna take a while, but I want to be able to burn through all this. So base Goku done. Super Saiyan Goku, he is a yellow unit. Just wow, we're getting so many iterations of this Goku. We literally just got Ultra Goku recently. But anyway, this Goku is a yellow unit. His main ability, Awakened Power. Draw a special move arts card next, plus 50 to damage inflicted for 20 timer counts, cancels own attribute downgrades, and requirement is 15 timer counts. Again, having the ability to cancel your attribute downgrades is always a good thing, because you want to be able to deal as much damage as possible and not take as much damage as possible. And of course, being able to draw a special move, especially depending on who is on your team and or how powerful this unit may be, is a good thing. That is definitely a good thing. And also, again, plus 50 to damage inflicted. Again, increase your damage, always a good thing. Moving now to his unique ability, Engage inflicted damage up. Applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield. Restores ki by 30, plus 70 to damage inflicted for 15 timer counts. Reduces damage received by 20% for 15 timer counts. Wow. Wow, okay. And again, it doesn't show anything about any of these not being able to be stacked. So if you pair that properly with his main ability, that is what, plus 120% to your damage inflicted? Insane. Again, shows nothing about it not being able to be stacked. Obviously, if it can't be stacked, then, you know, there's a whole process with that. But if it can be stacked, that's a lot of damage. That is a lot of damage. And then, of course, Rage inflicted damage up. Applies the following effects to self per defeated battle member when this character enters the battlefield. Plus damage to plus 20% to damage inflicted, cannot be canceled. Reduces damage received by 10%, cannot be canceled. Restores health by 10%. Effects reset after a character switch. So pretty much this man has last man standing buffs. And the reason why I say that is because it's per defeated battle member, which means if he's the last one standing, these buffs are not going anywhere. So that means you can get a permanent 20% damage inflicted, while being able to get an extra 70% to damage inflicted, while then popping your main and getting an extra 50 to damage inflicted, which ultimately would give you plus 140% to your damage inflicted, where 20% of it is non-cancelable. Wow. Okay, so from what it sounds like, this Goku is going to be hitting very hard. His special move is Super Kamehameha, makes sense. Deals major impact damage, plus 50 to special move damage inflicted for 3 timer counts upon activation, makes sense. Unlock key form of attack for a special skill, restores own key by 30, plus 20 damage inflicted for 20 timer counts. So if he's last man standing, if he's last man standing, and you know all the conditions are met, obviously he gets the guaranteed 20% that can't be canceled. He gets the extra 70%. You pop your main, you get the extra 50%, and then you have a special skill card, and you pop that, you can get like bare minimum, if the conditions are right, a grand total of 160% to your damage inflicted. So all in all, this Goku is gonna be hitting pretty hard in theory. I should say in theory. Again, in execution, it can be entirely different. But in theory, this Goku is gonna be hitting very hard. Obviously, buffs Frieza, Saga, Z, which would help out this Goku too, but also yellow units. So there's that. Also, he's a blast unit. I believe the red Goku is a melee unit. Okay. On to Super Saiyan 2 Goku. We're kind of just like speeding past these because just wow. But this Goku is a blue unit. It's also nice to see another sparking Super Saiyan 2 Goku because I really don't think he gets that much love. But yeah, Super Saiyan 2 Goku, he's a blue unit. He is a defense type. I guess that makes sense. Anyway, main ability, Determined Battle, restores ally health by 20%. Okay, good. So he has a solid support ability. He heals the team. So that's great. Inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade, -1 arts card draw speed level for 15 timer counts. So he's a defense type with support abilities. I am all for that entirely. And of course, cancels enemy attribute upgrades. Yeah, so he's definitely going to be the saboteur of the group. Again, being able to heal your team is always a good perk, no matter what. Being able to lower their arts card draw speed is also a really good perk because, again, units that take advantage of card draw speed, units that get cards quickly in a general retrospect, you want to be able to slow down their combo so that way your units can live a bit longer to continue the battle. So even if it's just by 1, that still does make a difference. So that is good. And then of course you want to, you know, debuff them because if they're powerful, you're probably gonna get bodied. Anyway, it takes 20 timer counts for that to actually go into effect. His unique ability, Clash inflicted damage up, applies the following effects to self every time when faced with an enemy. Plus 30% to damage inflicted for 15 timer counts. Reduces damage received by 25% for 10 timer counts. Additional plus 30% to strike damage inflicted for 15 timer counts every time when faced with an enemy. Tag Saiyan. So, well, obviously it makes sense as to why this is because, you know, Super Saiyan 2 Goku fought Majin Vegeta, all that good stuff. So, I guess pitting him up against Saiyans is going to be a good thing. Him being a blue unit could actually help, but then you do still have dangerous units like Kefla. You do also have Super Saiyan 3 Goku, the Zenkai unit, the green one, where they are Saiyans, but obviously they have element factor advantage and can just blow anybody back if they wanted to. So, good perk. But we'll have to wait and see how that actually functions in execution. But again, once again, being able to inflict or raise your inflicted damage up, still good. And being able to lower the damage that you receive, still good. And then, of course, cover sustains damage cut. Reduce damage received by 40% until combo ends when changing cover. Plus 20%, 25% to damage inflicted for 25 timer counts. And plus 2 to own substitution count when activated. So, yeah, again, defense type makes sense. Throw him in to reduce the damage that you receive, and then, yeah, he gets plus 2 to a sub count, which sucks, but it is what it is. It's a trade-off. Makes sense. His special move is Super Kamehameha, deals major impact damage, plus 20% to damage inflicted for 15 timer counts upon activation, and his special skill, Unlock Key, Form of Life, restores own health by 15%, cancel allies' attribute downgrades. Okay, so this Goku is a defense type with a lot of support abilities, right? Because don't forget, the support type is a role in this game. So to see him have perks like this is actually kind of nice. Again, he's able to heal the team. He's able to heal himself. He's able to nullify attribute downgrades to the team. He's able to debuff the opponent. Sustain damage cuts. Like oh, and also -1 to arts card draw speed to the enemy. These are solid perks. And of course, Majin Buu Saga Z, but also blue units on top of that. But That's great. I mean, he doesn't, okay, he doesn't sound like a bad defense type at all, but I think with this unit though, as good as those perks seem like on paper, I would really need to see how all this is in actual execution, because you can be a good defense, or you can be a defense type, you can have like good abilities on paper, but if it doesn't really work well in execution, doesn't really get anybody too far, honestly speaking. And of course, as a defense type, obviously his defense is going to be high, but if he has high health, that would also be a really good perk too. But yeah, there's that. On to Super Saiyan 3 Goku. We still have other units after this one too. This might be a long video. We're getting through it all. This Goku is a yellow unit, and he's also a melee type. But let's see, main ability, Full Strength Unleashed, restores own ki by 50. Wow, okay. Increases own arts card draw speed by 1 level for 15 timer counts, so that's great for continuing your combo. And of course, plus 20% to damage inflicted. So really good main ability actually. Being able to restore your ki, which means that if you run out of ki, pop your main, you get your ki back, or at least a good portion of ki back, while being able to increase your card draw speed so you can continue the combo for a longer period of time. And then of course, being able to increase your damage in the process. And only 5 timer counts must elapse. There has to be a trade-off with this. There's no way that there isn't, because that sounds a little bit too good to be true. There has to be a trade-off. Okay, unique ability, Assault Inflicted Damage Up, applies the following effects to self from battle start for 60 timer counts. Wow, plus 60% to damage inflicted. Whoa, there might not actually be a trade-off. Okay, there's that. That's a good perk. So by default, that's plus 80 if you tie that with the main ability, plus 50% to strike damage inflicted. Wow, okay. Reduces damage received by 30%, plus 70% to ki recovery. Wow. Okay, these abilities are not bad. Anti-regeneration, inflicted damage up, plus 30% to damage inflicted against tag regen, can't be canceled. Reduces damage received from regen by 15%, can't be canceled. Oh wow, okay. Yeah, I see no drawbacks. Okay, of his abilities, it sounds good, but there has to be a drawback in one of his stats. It's the only thing that would make sense. But in truth, this sounds really good. This actually sounds really, really good. So he's definitely going to be that type of unit that you can lead off with in a battle, because of the fact that he gets all of his buffs early on. Literally, for 60 timer counts from battle start, he already gets all of these buffs for his unique ability, and then after 5 timer counts, you can pop his main and get even more damage, arch card draw speed, and restore your ki. He's definitely going to be the heavy hitter of that team, or at least before we get to, God Goku and Super Saiyan Blue Goku. But anyway, special move Super Kamehameha, deals major impact damage, inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade, plus 20% to damage received for 15 timer counts on hit. Yeah, well, yes, it's Super Kamehameha. Unlock key form of attack for a special skill, plus 30 to strike damage inflicted for 15 timer counts, minus 10 to own strike arts cost for 15 timer counts, cannot be stacked. Okay, so though the minus or reducing the arts card cost can't be stacked, it doesn't say anything about the strike damage not being able to be stacked. Pair that with what he's already able to do with his kit, and you have a heavy hitter. Again, this Goku sounds like he's going to be that main melee unit, that main yellow melee unit for, I would say, what? That's a Majin Buu Saga, and probably for yellow units too. Obviously, there's other yellow units out there that can do the thing too, but this unit definitely sounds like he is going to be very, very powerful. So seeing him in action is going to be great. Okay, moving on. Super Saiyan God Goku. He is a green unit, which is honestly weird. I'm so used to him being a purple unit, and a red unit, that seeing him as a green unit is kind of weird. But green unit, another melee type. Okay. So main ability, Surging Power of the Gods. Draw a strike arts card next. Restores own health by 20% and ki by 40. Inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade plus 5 to substitution count for 15 timer counts. Okay, so he's able to trap without actually trapping, right? And what I mean by that is you have units such as, for example, Zenkai Majin Buu, who can literally trap you in battle, right? Like, and you're stuck for a specific amount of time. This is practically that same type of execution, just you have the ability to, I guess, either shorten the substitution count depending on what character you have or whatever the case may be. So that's what I mean by he's able to trap you without actually being able to trap you, right? Like, again, like if you're using like a unit like Champa's perk is to be able to get out of battle quickly. So if you pop your main, you'll still have +5 on the opponents, but you attack Champa, it's gonna lower that count for everybody else and get them in the battle quicker. So I guess not bad, but not crazy per se. Not bad, but not crazy, because it can be worked around. Now, drawing a Strike Arts card next makes sense and can keep the combo going. Potentially help you get more cards as you continue your combo. Restore zone health is always a good perk, and of course your key, so you can keep your combo going. Yeah, fairly straightforward though. Unique ability, engage, inflicted damage up. Applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield. Plus 40% to damage inflicted for 15 timer counts. What is up with all these units having this part? Like, it varies by percentage, but literally all of them have some sort of percentage to their damage inflicted for a specific amount of time. Wow. Reduces damage received by 20% for 15 times. Literally, they all have this. It's insane. Additional plus 30% to damage inflicted when a Saiyan or when a attack Saiyan other than this character is a battle member. Effects reset after every switch. So, yeah, you run him with a Saiyan and you get an additional plus 30% to your damage inflicted for a total of 70%, which is great. Attack inflicted damage up, applies the effects, following effects to self every time this character uses a strike or blast arts card. Restores ki by 10. Oh no. Oh my goodness, he gets ki by attacking. Oh man. Okay. Restores ki by 10. Plus 20 to damage inflicted for 20 timer counts, raising it from a total of 70 to now a total of 90. And -3 to arts costs for 5 timer counts. Oh my goodness. And the thing is, it's every time you use a strike or blast, and it doesn't say that, you know, you can't stack the -3 to arts, which means if you keep on landing attacks, you keep on getting ki, and you keep on lowering the cost of your attacks. That is insane. Literally, if you had card draw speed, this would be that would be a scary kit. I mean, not saying that it's not scary, but wow, that's good. Special move, Dragon Smash, again, deals major impact damage, 50% chance to cancel enemy attribute upgrades on hit. Okay, can live with that. And special skill, unlock key form of attack, plus 10% to damage inflicted for 15 timer counts. So that raises it from 90 to 110. And of course, plus 30% to key recovery for 15 timer counts. Good kit, really good kit. Wow. Yeah, that's a solid kit. Wow. Like, again, he can technically trap you for a bit, raise his damage, gets an additional damage if you have another Saiyan on your team. Wow, that's actually a solid kit. And then of course we do have the final unit of the 6, Super Saiyan God Goku. He is a purple unit, thus completing that color wheel. He is a range type. All right. Now, main ability, Flawless Power, restores own health by 20%, of course, plus 40% to damage inflicted for 40 timer counts. What is happening? What is going on? Okay, plus 4% damage inflicted for 40 timer counts. Cancels own attribute downgrades. Okay, good perks. Unique ability, engage, inflicted damage up. Applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield. Plus 50 to damage inflicted for 15 timer counts. Plus 40 to blast damage inflicted for 15 timer counts. Reduces damage received by 30% for 15 timer counts. So pretty much, if you're doing blast damage, you're gonna be hitting very hard, because that's what you have. The plus 40 for your main ability if you decide to pop that with you know, his unique ability still being active. So that's already 90. Add an extra 40 to that, and you have a total of 130% to your blast damage specifically. Otherwise, it's 90 for the rest, which is not bad, but actually not bad. That's understood. That's really good. And then of course he's able to reduce damage received for 30 or by 30% for 15 counts, which is good. Assist damage inflicted up. Applies the following effects to allies when this character is switched to standby. Plus 20% to damage inflicted for 20 timer counts. Oh wow. Okay, so he buffs his allies by raising their damage. Plus 20 key recovery for 20 timer counts. plus 10% to critical. He raises crit rate for 10 timer counts. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this Goku hits hard. He hits hard. Super Kamehameha deals major impact damage. Plus 20% to blast damage inflicted for 20 times. Oh my goodness, extra blast damage. So if everything flows perfectly, your blast damage is up to, how much was it? Now to 150%. Insane. And then special skill, unlock key form of attack, restores key by 30, which is great. Plus 20 to damage inflicted by allies for 15 time attacks. Okay, if that was to him, that was gonna boost that from 150 to 170. But wow, wow, that is insane. Of course, this Goku is Frieza Red, Resurrected Saga, and Purple units. And for this one, because I actually forgot to check, it's God of Destruction, Beerus Saga, and of course green units. Now, where does this leave these Gokus, right? Because though their kits respectively actually sound good, unfortunately, apart from like circumstantial things, they don't really buff each other. That's the downside, right? Because obviously you can't have all these units be completely free to play and have them all buff Sun Family. That would be an absolute atrocity. So having them be a bit spread out is nice. Not saying that they can't work on Sun Family, because they absolutely could. It's just that they will receive the Sun Family buffs. They just won't buff that tag. So if you wanted to run them, you could, right? Completely up to you. But I think it's best to have them in their own respective tags. But in truth, a few of these units may not even be able to actually contend unless you do run them on Sun Family or some sort of like Saiyan team, or maybe like their Super Saiyan level respectively, right? For example, we have this Goku right here, and like I said earlier, unless you're running like, the Zenkai Piccolo, who should be part of like, the Saiyan Saga Z, like the episode in general retrospect, like even though he doesn't, if I'm not mistaken, he doesn't even buff that tag, but if you wanted to run him on there, you could, but it may not be optimal. That's the thing. And I can't even, or at least as of this moment, I can't even think of any units off the top of my head that would even benefit from that. This Goku, on the other hand, is a completely different story, right? Because that's episode Frieza Saga Z. You can pair that with Ultra Goku. You can pair that with Zenkai's Transforming Goku. That alone is already good. That alone is already good. So I can definitely see something like that happening and having it work fine. So this Goku should be okay, just like off rip. Super Saiyan 2 Goku's in a bit more of a tricky spot. Actually, not really, now that I think about it. Majin Buu Saga Z and Element Blue, you can pair him with the yellow Vegeta. You can pair him with Majin Vegeta. You can pair him with it's Majin Buu Saga. Actually, no, this Goku should be fine too, because there's that's also Zenkai Super, any of the Zenkai Super Saiyan 3 Gokus. If you want to throw Kid Buu on there, you're good. But it's the fact that he buffs that episode, so you can throw him alongside any of those units if you wanted to. But you could also have it benefit, for example, the likes of Majin Vegeta, who I think would ultimately benefit off that, because he fits both of those bills. He's from the Majin Buu Saga, and obviously he's a blue unit, as you literally see on screen. So I think this Goku will be okay as well. This Goku, if we scroll down, does the same thing, but for yellow units. So that would be the yellow Vegeta, which you literally see in the corner right here. You could do Goten if you wanted to. There's versatility here. So I think these two will definitely be fine too. Super Saiyan God Goku, God of Destruction, Beerus Saga. Okay, this one's a bit tricky, right? So we do have Zenkai Beerus, and we also have Whis, but I don't see anybody run Whis like that. Like, I mean, people still do. Actually, no, quite a few people still do. But when you think about it, or at least for that specific saga, right, it really is just Beerus and Goku, right? Zenkai Beerus is always going to be there, and plus he buffs that attack, so Beerus would get a buff from this unit. But that's really it. Again, it's, you could throw Whis in there too, and he'd probably get a buff. You do have the purple, no, the purple Super Saiyan God Goku isn't even a part of that saga. That's part of the Broly movie. But the red Super Saiyan God Goku, and he is very outdated. So I would say that this Goku, if he can't hold his own, would just be a boost unit for Beerus. So there's that. And then with Super Saiyan Blue Goku, the Frieza Resurrected Saga, I don't see people run LOE like that anymore. Mainly because like they really don't get updates like that, which I think is just not right. But he also buffs purple units in a general retrospect. Again, like right now I'm thinking in terms of like the actual episode, but if you want to use them as color buffers, you absolutely can. So again, I just want to clarify, right now I'm thinking about the actual episodes, but if you just want to use them as color buffers, you can absolutely do so. With that being said, obviously if you use them as a purple unit, you could throw in like, you know, Ultra Instinct Goku, Rose, Hit, etc., or any purple unit that you so choose, and that Goku will buff them. So that's good. And of course, all the other Gokus and their colors respectively, they would buff those colors. But in terms of Frieza Resurrected Saga, I really don't see people run LOE like that anymore. I really don't. So I don't know where this Goku will fit. But if you want to throw him on God Key, I guess, or against some sort of Saiyan team, you could probably make him work. So there are a few of these that have actual viability, and others that are actually kind of left to be determined, or at least by my interpretation. Again, these are just my thoughts on these units. Ultimately though, it's cool to see that we are still getting 6 free-to-play units, regardless if they're good, like, you know, average, mediocre, or hopefully not bad, but still, the fact that we're getting 6 of them at once is great. This is amazing. Very long video. I was not planning on having this be this long, but that's 6 units we had to break down. So hopefully you guys stood for the entirety of it, and hopefully you guys are excited for this. Again, these units are free. You don't got to spend a single Chrono Crystal on these units. So let me know what you guys think about all of these Goku. Super Saiyan Blue Goku, Super Saiyan God Goku, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Super Saiyan 2 Goku, of course Super Saiyan Goku as well, and then of course the base Goku too. All of these units, let me know what you think about all of them in the comment section below. With that being said, I'm Ndukauba, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.